Hello, so good morning. Today we will be talking about the genetic chapter and we will be talking about the autosomal dominant conditions and their genetics. First of all, I would like to tell you a mnemonic. Okay, so this mnemonic is for autosomal recessive disease and it is for autosomal dominant disease. For recessive disease, I will record another lecture. Right now, just focus on the dominant condition. Okay, so the mnemonic is, suppose you are having a hand. Okay, so there is a recessive white cyst on your big dominant hand. So autosomal disease involves a recessive white cyst on my big hand. Suppose here you go, you are having a hand, and on hand you are having a white cyst. Okay, so cyst we will talk in another lecture because these are all the recessive disorders. Now we will just talk about the hand. Okay, now what the mnemonic is on my big hand, dominant hand. On for o starts with osteogenesis imperfecta. Okay, and the N for hereditary non-polyposis coli, M for Marfan syndrome, B for BRCA1 and 2 gene mutation, H for Huntington's. Okay, and H for the two. There are two H's in the hand. So hereditary spherocytosis, and A for adult polycystic kidney disease, and N for neurofibromatosis, and D for von Willebrand disease. Okay, D for D disease. So these are all the autosomal dominant condition. So just memorize this mnemonic and you will be able to recall them all. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna show you is points to remember. Okay, now I will try to show you their genetic sequence. Okay, so suppose you are both parents. Suppose here is a mother. Okay, and here is a father. So the father is having a normal genes, which is AA, but the mother is having one abnormal gene. Remember, it is always one. Okay, and so what happens is when these A abnormal with the normal A combines together, it forms AA. Okay, and this will be abnormal child, normal child. Okay, defective child. Now the A will combine with another A, it will form abnormal child. Okay, abnormal child. Now this A will combine with this one to form A, which is normal. And lastly, this A and the last A will combine together to form two A's, which is again normal. So you can see here, genotypically, if one gene is defective, so the patient one gene is enough to cause the disease. You see, one gene is enough to cause the disease. If either it may be mother or the father, it doesn't matter. The okay, so here you see there is the 50 ratio of disease patient, and 50 of the percent will be normal. Remember, there will be no carrier state, no carrier in state, no carrier in autosomal dominant. Okay, all these conditions like on my big hand. Okay, so let's now make the father defective. It doesn't matter. Okay, the sex doesn't matter. Now let's see if the father is having the disease and mother is normal. So again, when AA combines together, it will form the disease AA. Again, the disease defective patient. And when this small a combine together, they will give birth to a normal child. And lastly, when AA combines together, they will give birth to a normal child. So you can see 50% of them will be normal and 50% will carry the disease. Okay, and you can see there is no carrier state. Okay, in autosomal dominant condition. So there is no carrier, remember always. Now about the sex doesn't matter, okay? Sex doesn't matter. Because we are talking about the autosomal chromosome, the 22 chromosome, not the last X and Y. That's why we are not using XY. We are just focusing on the 22 autosomal chromosome. It might be 1, 2, 3, 4 until 22, okay? These all 22 chromosome makes up your body, like eyes, hands, bones, and organs. So both of the sexes, mother or father, are having the all the important organs or all those organelles, okay? So we are not talking about the sex chromosome or X-linked chromosome. We are just talking about the autosomal. So which are autosome means body forming genes, okay? So there are 3 points you should remember. The one is only one defective gene or allele is required to cause the disease. Here, as I showed you, there is only one defective gene required to transfer the disease to the children, okay? And the second one is male and female sex doesn't matter. Any parent can transfer the disease to any of their child regardless of the sex, because these are autosomal condition, okay? So whatever the scenario is, it might be male, it might be female, or anyone, okay? So both have the chances, equal chances to get the disease. The last one is penetrance. Penetrance is the ability of a defective. For the sake of autosomal disease, I have defined the penetrance, okay? So ability of the defective gene to express itself. So suppose the genotypically there is one genotype and phenotype. Genotype is what you have in the chromosome level, at the genes level, and phenotype is what you are. Suppose you must be having black and brown hairs from the mother and black hairs from the hairs from the father, but ultimately you must now be having black, because black is the dominant color. So it means that genotypically you must be having 2 colors, but phenotypically the one which is appearing, the one which is expressing now is black, okay? Same way, you may be having some gene disturbances in your genotype, but phenotypically what it express is different, okay? Now incomplete penetrance means when some of the girls, they might be having BRCA1 and BRCA2 mutation lying in their genetics or in their genes, but they might not 100% express, they might not 100% express the disease, okay? And while complete penetrance means that there is 100% surety that this disease will occur in the next generation, okay? Penetrance means the ability of defective gene to express itself. So here neurofibromatosis is 100% effective to express itself in the next generation, okay? But BRCA1 and 2 is an example of incomplete penetrance where you don't see 100% penetrance, okay? Some of the girls might have the disease, or some of the girls might not have, okay? Despite the fact that their mother might be a disease patient. So I guess this is all, okay?